What's good, everyone? It's Zion, and
Donnie.
this is a part of the beginner series. Today, we're going to be talking about mechanical versus discretionary trading. Something that I do not see enough in on YouTube, on social media in general. This is something that is really not talked about, and this is something we're very excited to talk to you about.
Yeah, honestly, the very few content creators in the trading niche talk about this. So hence why we're here today to give our 2 cents on it. And yeah, let's dive right into it, man. We're going to be bringing back a shape that most of you fear dearly from math class called the Venn diagram. Here we go.
Now.
Here we go, baby. But before we even get into kind of like the pros and cons and differences between each, let's just generally describe them. We'll add the bullet points in the Venn diagram and we'll just go
Yeah.
about it that way. So let's start with mechanical.
Amazing. So mechanical trading, so how you would define this is a systematic black and white approach to the markets. The best way to describe these styles is by example. So an example would be executing at the end of a 5 minute candle close. That is a black and white mechanical approach. The reason being because you or me, we cannot argue with the fact of when the 5 minute candle is going to close. I mean, it closes in 5 minutes. That's just how it is. If we're looking at a 5 minute candle printing, and we make part of our entry criteria is waiting for that candle to close, then we go on to have nearly the exact same execution if that's one of our rules. That's just an example for you. How would you kind of give the community a better idea of what mechanical is?
I think the best analogy I like to use for it is like if this, then that.
Mm,
And it's very black and white. It's not something that like, oh, like you could mess it up, right? For example, taking it a step further, if your entry you have defined is going to be within a certain 10 to 15-minute window,
mm,
it's either in that window, the time is either during that, like the time of day is either in that window or it's not.
or it's not.
If it is, then I'm going to be taking a look at the charts and looking to identify my setup.
Yes.
And again, what your criteria is revolving around are typically mechanical things. So, for example, a way that we could kind of doodle and draw this in is, let's say that, this is price action and we have, you know, the low of Asia session, okay, is right here. Maybe your approach is when this low is taken, if it's during this period of time, then I'm taking a trade. My stop is above the most recent high and I'm targeting 60 pips.
Mm, mm,
So it's very black and white. It's very easy for you to follow
yes.
this plan. It's like I'm going to say easy to follow. And the reason that it's so easy to follow is literally you could give this on a piece of paper as like instructions to, I don't know, a 10-year-old with a bit of context on trading, and they could execute on it.
I would say
Okay.
a mechanical approach is also a lot of expert advisors, bots, automated systems like that execute for you. A lot of them are based off of mechanical rules. They have to be. There has to be a black and white approach for uh, a bot to execute the strategy or the system. To contrast what mechanical is, and you know what, us explaining discretionary is going to give you a better understanding of mechanical, is discretionary trading now is the other side of it where it is nearly a subjective approach to analyzing or identifying things in the market, right? So a great example would be that after a break of structure, you're going to enter a trade. But some people see a break of structure as a liquidity grab or an inducement or a stop hunt, right? Different words to describe the same thing, really. You can see how low being ran, so price being over here and a recent low being here, and price coming down and rating that low can be a break of structure for some, can be a means of price stop hunting that low to keep going up, right? So that's an example, an idea really of what discretionary trading is. And as you can see from the example I just shared you can notice how it it could be a grab of this low of liquidity right here, or it could be a break of structure indicating to you who sees it as a break of structure that price is going to keep going down. Hopefully that gives you a better understanding, and yeah, curious to hear your take on it.
Yeah, subjective is a great way of putting it, right? It's like you have a set of rules or an entry model checklist that maybe you are justifying your trade with, but you're also, you almost are allowing yourself to be like, oh, but even if I see this, like I could consider not taking the trade. Whereas mechanical is like, if this, then I'm taking the trade.
Mm.
Like it's black and white. It's either
Mm.
if this is here, I'm taking the trade. If it's not here, I'm not taking the trade. Whereas discretionary is like, hey, maybe my trading window I've set to be during New York session when it's overlapping with London, which is 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. But hey, if your setup presents itself outside that window, you could discretionarily take it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's almost it's one of those things that I'm gonna write this out. It's like looser rules almost,
Mm.
looser rules, but still the implementation of rules,
Mm.
if that makes sense. So it's not like you're just, oh yeah, loosey goosey, like I'm just gonna trade when I feel like it, and that's that. No, it's you have rules, but you are being discretionary with those rules as to, oh, there can be exceptions. Like I don't trade Fridays, but the exception is if there's news.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Prime example.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, that's an actual thing for me. So obviously, with that being said, with mechanical and discretionary trading, there are pros and cons to each. It really just depends on you as an individual. Do you want to give yourself leeway, or is it literally black and white? Do you want to have that discretion or not? And I think ultimately where there's the overlap is you in defining a mechanical or discretionary system will increase profitability. It will give you an edge versus not having a plan at all,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So they're both good, and where there's the overlap is both will and can and do give you an edge over not having a plan or approach at all.
And with that being said, hopefully this gives you a better idea of the difference between a mechanical and a discretionary approach to the markets.
If you enjoyed the video, definitely feel free to check out all the other course content that we have in this playlist. And if you're looking for a trading community where we dive a lot deeper into this, it's completely free. You can check out the description below or DM either of us the word community on Instagram and we'll send you over some more info. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Blessings.
Peace.
We can't be perfect, we can get better.
Yeah, well, bro, I just feel like trading views is like the best canvas to train on. Check this
Just
out, man.
flat.
I'm
Wow.
gonna make a Venn diagram.
That circle, I feel like it's a bit of an oval.
You judging my shit?
I just feel like you need to make the right circle again.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, here's a
Circle.
circle. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fire.
that's perfect.
Fire. Why is it yellow though? It's kind of ugly, bro.
Mm.
Looks kind of bunk.
Are you down to smoke a spliff? I got that motherfucking thing on me, bro. Yo, take in my girl. Like, she's such a gem, bro. She rolled me a spliff to go.
Dude,
Like I
that's
was leaving, I was
dope.
leaving. She's like, "Let me roll you a spliff." I'm like, "Nah, I don't need to smoke." Like, she's already on it, done it, dealt with it, packaged it up,
This is
gave it to
her.
me.
You showed me her.
Yeah,
Okay. She
dude,
could have your kids then.
dude. She would like see my water is like almost empty, fill it up. She would like
Mhm.
just like, bro. She's just so on it. Like she's so on it. You know what I mean?
That's fire.
So sexy, bro. And she's fucking sexy. She's bro, she's like, you know I love tall women. She's 5'9". Bro, she's got a banging body. Like she's so fit, bro. She's so beautiful. Like she's just model less gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like she has like that model face, and
I'm
she's
happy
so
for you,
good
man.
to me, bro.